YouTube shot the live down. But today is September 14th, and on this day, Afeni put in her video that she put out for her son, come on somebody, that Pac made it. He didn't die September 13th. Drop comments below. I was saying in the live show, why would a mother who carried her son for 9 months do this? Drop comments below and get the likes up. What we were saying yesterday in the live, in one scene, she got somebody in the second bed laid up and he looked similar like Pac. And then on some now you see him, now you don't shit, when you zoom in again, another shot, they got this dude. So I feel they even played the switcheroo, no Diddy, in the bed, in the video. Drop comments below. Why would a mother do this? I don't want to hear the label, Interscope, Reggie Jr. and Norris Anderson. I don't want to hear those people. Why would a mother do this to her son after she pulled the plug and pronounced him dead?
Marks 28 years since rap icon Tupac Shakur died here in Las Vegas.
With the trial for the only person ever charged now set for March, tonight we're taking a look back at how the case came together and what you can expect from that high-profile murder trial.
Some even question whether Tupac was really cremated the day after he died, reportedly before an autopsy could be conducted.
Oh, she pulled a plug on Friday the 13th. Let's be exact. Keefe D on trial, and if that DA do a proper investigation, did the UMC kill that body double? I was asking questions because it just got to make sense. Why would she have a cremation done the next day? Whose ashes did the outlaws smoke? Remember, the outlaws, somebody was smoking Pac's ashes. Was they smoking the right ashes? Pac fans are asking me, whose ashes did the outlaws smoke? Suge said he paid this dude $3 million. For what?
Some even question whether Tupac was really cremated the day after he died, reportedly before an autopsy could be conducted.
The last time I saw my son Tupac was in a hospital bed in Las Vegas, Nevada. I had just gotten off the plane, and after I greeted everybody in the emergency room, and when I walked through the doors, I saw something that resembled my son, but really didn't look like my son the last time I saw him. The respiratory and gadgets hooked up to his ears, his nose, his thighs, his testicles, his toes, metal zippers up and down his body from when surgery had been taken as part of his body out. So you would have half-hour visits, so you would just sit there, and the doctor said that he could possibly hear you and that you could talk to him, but he just cannot answer. So that's what I did. I would sit in the hospital room and talk to my son and put chapstick on his lips because the respirator made it very chappy.
All new iPhone users do these 3 mistakes. Number 1 is deleting photos manually. Number 2 is
Rumors. In the years since rapper Tupac Shakur's death, you've heard them all. Or have you?
First they say he was dead at the hospital, then they say he just fucked out the hospital.
What are some of the rumors that you've heard about Tupac?
That he's still alive.
You believe him?
Yeah, I believe him.
I've heard, he's really just hanging around in L.A. in somebody's basement. There's all kinds of rumors about Tupac.
But why do people believe Tupac is still alive? Perhaps the biggest reason, his last CD, entitled Machiavelli. In ancient times, Machiavelli was an Italian philosopher who suggested the best way to escape your enemies, fake your own death. Could Tupac have done this? The San Francisco radio station says more than 500 of its listeners said they saw Tupac in Cuba. Or was it really Cuba? So where do you think he is now?
Hiding out somewhere in Jamaica somewhere. Chilling. Chilling, smoking bob, drinking.
If you're into numbers, Tupac's death should be an even bigger mystery. Take a look at some information from a Detroit News article. It indicates Tupac was shot 7 months after his All Eyes on Me CD hit the record stores. He was shot September 7. Add the digits of his age when he was shot, and they add to 7. Even the precise time of his death, 4:03, adds to the number 7. And the subtitle of his Machiavelli album is The 7-Day Theory.
He's gone, and we as a people need to remember it, but at the same time, move on.
But still, there are other questions that may give cadence to the rumors surrounding Tupac's death. Tupac Shakur, according to his entourage, always wore a bulletproof vest. But why didn't he wear one the night he was shot? Some even question whether Tupac was really cremated the day after he died, reportedly before an autopsy could be conducted. Why were plans for a big public funeral all of a sudden scratched? And why weren't pictures of Tupac, supposedly taken in the hospital, never released? And now, a year after his death, a new book hits the shelves by Las Vegas Sun-Times reporter Kathy Scott. It's entitled The Killing of Tupac Shakur. The book delves into Tupac's ill-fated death, but the most stunning page may finally put to rest some of the rumors once and for all. It includes what appears to be a possible autopsy photo, which BET opted not to show because of its graphic nature. And still, some are buying into speculation that Tupac Shakur was killed because of an East versus West Coast rivalry, or that Tupac's closest friend, Death Row Records president Suge Knight, set the rapper up.
What was the official cause of his death?
Multiple gunshot wounds. He was shot 3 times, I believe, or 3 that I identified.
Yeah.
And we had him identified by fingerprints. So I didn't know him personally. So if it wasn't Tupac Shakur, I don't know who it was. But all the identification we had was authentic.
Would it be possible to fake a coroner's certificate?
Oh, anything's possible. But I don't think it was.
I sorted some things out, and I have here a copy of Tupac Shakur's driver's license, and that was issued in May that year. And this is the official coroner's report. And if you compare those two with each other, he had gained 47 pounds in 4 months. That's really strange, is it?
Well, weight on a body is determined by putting the gurney and the decedent on a scale.
Yeah.
And that scale may or may not be accurate. So sometimes the weight is off, and sometimes the height is off. An individual standing up is usually shorter than he is when he's lying down.
Do you know if there's an official death certificate of Tupac Shakur?
Yeah. I have one.
You have one because you issued it.
Well, it's kept in our file. And you have to remember that this file is restricted as far as circulation because it's an open murder.
They cremated him already the next day, and that's not a normal procedure, is it?
Yes, it is.
Really?
Sure. If the family wants it that way.
He was, from the time that I got there, he was in a coma. But all of us, every one of us, there was many people in his family and his friends and his colleagues who came, and during the 6 days, we allowed people to speak to him, because even if he was leaving, I thought it was important that he know that all of these people cared about him, and they came to wish him everything well and to give him good energy. And that was the best thing for me, that they could, because they say that when you're in that state that you can hear. It's possible that you can hear. So if it was possible that he could hear, I wanted him to hear what people thought of him, people that did care for him. And that's what he heard in his last hours, is many people who cared for him, telling him just that.
This was the...
I just got paid $62,000 for my car accident, using nothing but this
photograph of the autopsy of Tupac Shakur. Do you think it would be possible to manipulate a photo in such a way that it would seem real, but actually is fake?
Absolutely so. Sure.
So this could be a fake picture?
Could be. I don't think it is. Because I see everything here that I saw at the time of the autopsy. Could be. I don't think it is. Because I see everything here that I saw at the time of the autopsy.
That Tupac was really tired. He was tired of fighting, tired of being vilified, tired of being called things that he knew inside himself he was unable to be, you know. I think he was just tired, and, you know, he had a right. Basically, he had a right, and I couldn't change it. As a mother, it's the worst bad thing. You're powerless. Can't change it, can't make it right, can't fix it for my baby, you know. So, you know, I wish he was here every day. But I don't want him to be unhappy. And I know that my son was, he chose his life, and he chose, you know, in the end, he chose to leave quietly. And I think I can leave him alone.
We gotta start making changes. Learn to see me as a brother instead of two distant strangers.
Words from a rap icon who died 28 years ago. On September 7th, 1996, Tupac Shakur came to Las Vegas for a Mike Tyson fight. But now that date is best known for another fight.
Members of Death Row Records spotted Orlando Anderson near an elevator bank inside the MGM. And at that time, they began to kick and punch him.
Metro Police say the backstory starts in California, where Southside Compton Crips gang member Orlando Anderson stole the necklace chain from a member of the Death Row Records label at the Lakewood Mall. And that is what led to the fight inside the MGM Grand.
Death Row Records and its CEO, Marion Suge Knight, were closely affiliated with the Mob Piru criminal street gang.
Police say Anderson's uncle, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, gave him a gun, and they drove up next to the car carrying Suge Knight and Tupac. Around 11 p.m., they were stopped at a red light near Flamingo and Koval when shots rang out.
I remember pretty much everything. I can't believe it's been 28 years. I remember it well.
Retired Metro Police Lieutenant Chris Carroll was on bike patrol that night and was the first officer on the scene.
It's become bigger and bigger every year. I certainly didn't think I'd be sitting here, 20-something years later talking about it.
When Tupac didn't get out of the car, Carroll opened the door, and when Tupac started to fall out, he knew the rap icon was almost out of time.
He had blood coming out of his mouth and nose, and it was obvious to me that there was a very good chance that he would die. I said, who did this? Who shot you? And he looked at me and he kind of got his breath together, and I thought he was actually going to give me an answer, but he looked at me and he said, and after he said it, his eyes kind of rolled back.
Tupac was rushed to UMC, where 6 days later, he was taken off life support. His death left his fans in a state of shock.
I let it go back to when we played as kids, but things changed, and that's the way it is.
Tragic, it's terrible, and it's a Las Vegas story because it happened here, and it's heartbreaking.
The investigation forged on. Police say all clues pointed to Anderson, but Anderson died in an unrelated shooting in 1998, so he was never tried in the Tupac murder.
We're in a constant state of grief and remorse and pain because we have to relive it.
In 2006, LA Police Detective Greg Kading began investigating the killing of rapper Christopher Wallace, better known as Biggie Smalls. Kading would build a strong drug case against Dwayne Keefe D. Davis.
We wanted some leverage. We wanted to be able to get the kind of compel him to talk.
Kading says in 2009, Davis told them he didn't know about Wallace's death, but he could talk about Tupac's murder.
He admitted that he was involved in not only the solicitation to kill both Tupac and Suge Knight, but that he had acquired the gun in order to do so.
Davis made that admission under what's known as a proffer agreement. I spoke with former Clark County District Attorney David Roger about the terms of a proffer.
Which means that no matter what you tell us today, we cannot use your own words against you in a criminal prosecution.
Roger was the DA when Davis confessed, but under the proffer, that initial confession could not be used against him.
He's the lone person.
The lone survivor who was in that vehicle.
He's the lone survivor who was in the vehicle in which the shooter killed Tupac Shakur.
No witnesses came forward, and the case remained open as it grew cold. But everything changed last year. First, a house raid in Henderson.
We have a search warrant for the residence. You need to come out with your hands up and your hands empty.
And then, after all those years, the first arrest in Tupac's murder.
Get $20 off 5 cans of Zyn when you take the Zyn 10 challenge. Try it for 10 days.
27 years. For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice.
On September 2023, Metro Police arrested Davis, accusing him of orchestrating the plot to kill Tupac.
Today, justice will be served in the murder of Tupac Shakur.
I thought it was dead and long gone, to be honest with you, and I'm shocked that they finally made an arrest, but I think it's a good thing.
Police say Davis went outside the protection of that proffer agreement when he talked about his involvement in Tupac's death in other interviews. Those interviews are part of the grand jury evidence.
I'm the only one. I told on myself. Ain't nobody go to jail till a day.
Rogers says it's these interviews and Davis's memoir, Compton Street Legend, that got him into trouble.
Not his proffer agreement, but his own story, his own book, got him indicted.
A big focus during the trial will be the proffer agreement. The defense claims Davis lied during the interview and his book, but Rogers says the proffer could be used to undermine those claims.
They can impeach him with that and say, hey, before you even wrote a book, you were telling law enforcement officers that you were involved in Tupac's murder and you were telling them the truth to get a deal.
Only time will tell how the high-profile murder trial will play out.
I never look forward to a trial, but I would like to see this thing move forward and be settled.
A private memorial service was held for Tupac on a secluded beach in Malibu. In attendance were close friends and relatives, including his mother, Rafeni Shakur. Some of his ashes were scattered into the sea.
We threw all the gifts in the ocean for him, and we threw the chicken wings and the Hennessy and his favorite pictures, jewelry. Everybody brought something. Everybody said a little something. We brought drums and bongos, and people spoke, and we had fires burning. That was his funeral.
Could we have done something different? Could we have said more? Could we have stood up to the forces? And all of us shoulder some of the responsibility.
It just appalls me that nobody has been arrested for those two deaths. You know, it's just been like it's like a big cloud with a question mark on it. And you know somebody in Las Vegas and Los Angeles, or both, know exactly what happened.
Just at the oddest time, I just miss him. Just miss being able to holler at him like, dude, you know, I'm going through this problem and shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's like you're happy about having successful records with Tupac, producing him and all that, but at the same time, it's like he's not here to enjoy what you're enjoying, you know, while I'm alive.
And however it went down with them taking him away, he's still not gone. It still is going to be here for a long time to come. And even if music still wasn't coming from all the albums that's out now, we got enough to hold us over for centuries.
Pac showed me just be yourself and be true to everything you believe in, and it'll come. It doesn't come on this album, it'll come on the next album.
You know, no matter how bad it may get, just keep going.
Are not releasing much on the rapper's condition, but they do say Tupac Shakur is expected to live. In Los Angeles, Drew Griffin for CBS News.
Rapper Tupac Shakur is in critical condition after 2 rounds of surgery in Las Vegas. He was shot several times over the weekend in a drive-by attack. Doctors say he will survive his second shooting in 2 years. Drew Griffin of our Los Angeles station KCBS TV has more.
Rapper was in the backseat of a black BMW, part of an informal convoy of 10 cars, when Las Vegas police say shots were fired from a passing white Cadillac. Yesterday, the Reverend Jesse Jackson arrived and said a prayer at Shakur's bedside. We've been informed that doctors have told the family members that they expect the rap star to once again recover from...
We're so disloyal to he was still out on appeal bond. The attorney was fighting for his case. You don't go and change attorneys midway in an appeal bond, unless you feel like you got some. Now, if the appeal bond would have got denied, then you will fire your attorney. But if you don't know that appeal bond and these are the ones that got you out, that just don't make sense. So the record label was controlling the attorney that was on the appeal bond. The thing about David Kenner getting fired and all of that, it was for entertainment work, not the criminal work. Yeah. And so that don't make sense. But hey, who can really say it? All I can say, he was the biggest con man, liar, and all of that, if it's true, because you got 3 to 4 days before he got shot, him at the MTV Music Awards talking and praising nothing but Death Row and talking about Death Row East and how that's going to be the next label and all of that. And that's, so is that signs of somebody that's planning on leaving?
This will be the last video I make for now. I'm being threatened and I don't want to put my family at risk. What I'm about to reveal about biblical prophecy.
It was such an impact as far as his music and his controversial views that he's not really dead. So what we've done is taken the incident after the Vegas shooting and left a possibility, however small it might be, that he's still alive. That he went to New Mexico, that a special government organization kind of protected him and medically took care of him, and that he was able to somehow survive and take a journey, which is what this video is all about. Going to different locations, meeting different people, and kind of touching them in a powerful but subtle way.
Can act. No one alive, I think, with sanity has as much life experience to draw from.
This project is about, my son's vision. It's, it's just Tupac. If Tupac was here, he'd be working and he'd be on this set. His music would be coming out in a few weeks, and that was his life.
All the talent standing by. When it's over, I want it to be more than just for the beats and the bass lines. I want it to be for something. I want to stand for something, I don't want to be just a regular statistic, you know what I'm saying? I want to break the mold. So while everybody's saying how they can't do it, I want to do it. And then when I do it, watch everybody do it. Then I go back to Thug and Fully again, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, come go with me. Come go with us. We going to 662.
As Suge is pulling away, the girls fall in behind him, cutting off his security.
And these guys pulled up and was like, let us in front of you. Lauren said, that's security. You have to let them in front.
The caravan continues down Las Vegas Boulevard until they reach Flamingo, where they turn toward the club.
We were kind of arguing about it because I was like, we're in this big entourage with all these people, and I was like, this isn't really us. We're not entourage or groupie kind of girls.
It's not our scene.
It's not our scene at all.
Yeah.
At all. So I was like, okay, we'll go. I know where the club is at. We can get
we'll go check it out.
As they reach the intersection of Flamingo and Koval, the girls decide to get out of the caravan to go to the club ahead of them. They come to a stop just in front and to the right of Suge's car.
And as soon as we pull past them, that's when all hell broke loose.
A white, newer model 4-door Cadillac eases up alongside Suge's BMW, just outside of where Tupac is seated.
A male in the back of the Cadillac leans across and discharges a firearm 9 times, hitting Tupac with 4. The girls who are stopped just in front to the right of Suge hear the shots ring out.
I remember it was a white Cadillac, and Lauren was like, that was Tupac, that was Tupac. I know he got shot, no, he got shot.
Instinctively, they try to pull away from the situation. As they're doing that, the white Cadillac is also lunging forward. The two vehicles almost collide, and both vehicles then make a right onto Koval. Sebring, who duck down because they hear the gunfire just over their shoulders and behind them, They also try to make a right turn at that intersection. They almost have a collision with the white Cadillac. And then another vehicle that was in the entourage with Suge Knight, driven by a guy named Alton McDonald, Buntry, he takes off initially with his passenger Neckbone to chase the white Cadillac, and there's some exchange of gunfire between the white Cadillac and the entourage vehicle. Meanwhile, Suge Knight is trying to, react to this whole thing, get out of that immediate kill zone, and he does a U-turn in order to go the other direction.
Okay, so how many shots were fired at Suge's car?
According to the reports, there's two. There's two claims. It was either 7 or 9. So depending on whether you want to count shell casings or whether you want to count the number of times the vehicle's hit, there's a variable there.
So the vehicle was hit 7 times?
Correct.
So they basically just unloaded the clip, more or less?
No, a 9mm Glock carries more rounds than that.
Okay. How many rounds in a 9mm?
It depends on whether it was a subcompact or whether full size, but upwards of like 13 rounds.
Okay, so half a clip, more or less.
Correct.
Okay. And the shots are all over the car?
Yeah, they are. They go from the back, to the door, right outside of where Tupac's seated, and then also some from a kind of a front direction, like through a windshield.
Okay. Tupac was hit how many times?
Tupac was hit 4 times, I believe.
And Suge was hit?
Suge took a wound to the back of his head, and supposedly there's a metal fragment still inside of the base of his skull. It's undetermined whether or not that's a bullet fragment or whether it's a fragment of metal that came from, the shrapnel of metal in the car.
Okay.
Real talk, I used to hate wearing button-ups like this. They were stiff, boxy, and always made me feel like I was...
So, the white Cadillac takes off. Suge makes a U-turn and tries to get the car out of the area. So, someone from the death row entourage started to chase the white Cadillac and shoot at it?
Very briefly.
Very briefly. How many shots were fired, do you know?
Well, we know that the vehicle that was giving chase, the Toyota Supra that was driven by Alton McDonald, it suffered at least one gunshot wound to that vehicle. There was a bullet that went into the door of that car. So we know that Orlando shot at least once behind him and hit Buntry's car. How many shots that Neckbone may have shot downrange, we just don't know. We don't have that information.
So Orlando's car shot back and hit the car from Suge's entourage.
That's correct.
Did anyone get hurt or actually get hit, or just the car?
Just the car.
Just the car.
And then another parked vehicle was also struck.
Okay, so it was multiple shots there, basically. So it was just a full-blown shootout at that point.
Right.
Okay. How far did Suge get before his car stopped?
Approximately 1 mile. From the initial crime scene to the secondary crime scene, it's about a mile.
Okay, and what happened after the mile?
His car came to rest. Obviously, there's a law enforcement response to all of this. They get there. They begin to, immediately evaluate the situation. Suge's car is damaged, almost to the point where it's disabled, and the cops begin to try to figure out what had just taken place. They are trying to, get the things under control. They don't know if Suge Knight and the rest of the guys in this group are the suspects, are they victims, are they armed, are they not? So, initially there was some apprehension on behalf of Las Vegas PD, not knowing exactly what they were dealing with. Ultimately, they summoned an ambulance who came and took Suge and Tupac to the hospital.
Okay. Now, what happened when Las Vegas PD started to question the people in the vicinity?
It was a typical gang type of investigation where you just don't get a lot of cooperation. There was, the initial crime scene, remember, is now a mile down the road off of Koval and Flamingo, and most of the witnesses have gone away. People aren't just sitting around waiting to see if the police are going to come, because it's not like they were directly involved. So police began to question people, and you just didn't get a lot of cooperation. Yafu Fula and members of the Outlaws, who were in the vehicle behind Suge, along with Tupac's bodyguard Frank Alexander, they give brief descriptions. White car, multiple occupants, white Cadillac, and a guy with a gun, hanging out the window. But that's about the extent of it. No license plate, no positive IDs, and so that was the type of information Las Vegas was dealing with.
Now, what did Suge say?
Suge didn't initially cooperate. It took quite an effort to get him to come into the station.
That Suge Knight set this whole thing up.
Why would a record label chief want to kill his top artist? Poole's theory was that before Tupac died, he was going to break with Death Row.
Because Tupac Shakur was such a busy artist, he was unaware that Suge Knight owed him millions of dollars. Word got back to Suge Knight that Tupac Shakur was going to move on and start his own company and get away from Death Row. So he's got a motive. He's got several motives.
That leads to the obvious question, why would Suge put himself in the path of flying bullets?
Now, why would a man put his life in danger in this drive-by shooting? But you got to remember, shoot down low in the door. It's got to go through the door, and it's got to go through human flesh to get to Suge Knight.
After Tupac was killed, Suge refused to cooperate with investigators. He explained why on national television in 1996.
It's not my job. I don't get paid to solve homicides. I don't get paid to tell people.
Suge did not escape the evening scot-free. He was found guilty of violating parole for helping beat up Anderson. He served 5 years in prison.
Their security team went in separate cars. Knight was behind the wheel, Shakur in the front passenger's seat when witnesses say a white Cadillac pulled up next to them at the intersection of Flamingo and Koval. Witnesses then say a gunman in the Cadillac extended his arm out of the back seat window and fired a semi-automatic pistol at Shakur from close range.
After the shooting, the white Cadillac made a right-hand turn here on Koval, speeding away. Suge Knight, with Tupac leading in the front seat, made a U-turn on Flamingo and started driving back towards the Strip. 2 police officers who were on duty heard the gunshots, but when they responded, they followed Suge Knight and Tupac, which allowed the white Cadillac to get away.
There were several possible motives for the murder. 3 hours before the shooting, this MGM casino surveillance video shows Shakur, Suge Knight, and their entourage attacking Orlando Anderson, an LA area gang member. Many believe that Anderson, seen here after the beating, and his friends shot Shakur in retaliation. CNN asked Anderson about the accusation.
Were you involved in any way in the death of Tupac Shakur?
No, I was not involved.
Anderson was shot and killed months later in a gang-related shooting. Another theory focused on the gangster world that Tupac sang about. Many believe the murder was part of an East Coast-West Coast rap war and a dispute between Shakur and this man, a one-time friend named Christopher Wallace.
How you living, Biggie Smalls? Imagine Benzes giving ends to my friends and it feels stupendous.
Made famous with his hits like Big Papa, Wallace, a New York rapper, was known as Biggie Smalls or Notorious B.I.G.
Puff Daddy, Biggie Smalls, Junior Mafia.
There had been an ongoing public feud between Biggie's record label Bad Boy Entertainment, run by Sean Puffy Combs, and LA's Death Row Records, run by Suge Knight, which represented Tupac. 6 months after Tupac's shooting, Biggie Smalls came to California to promote an upcoming album. During an interview with San Francisco radio station KYLD, Smalls denied any involvement in Tupac's death and seemed to want to put any rap war to rest.
I'm just getting over, this whole situation with this East Coast, West Coast thing, when they was going through their things and we was going through our things. I just came over, trying to basically squash it.
Criminals are using tools that allow them to roll back odometers for a few $100.
4 days later, on March 9th, 1997, Biggie Smalls was shot and killed in Los Angeles. Smalls was leaving a music industry party. He was shot at a busy intersection while riding in the passenger seat of this Suburban.
When we heard the shots ring out, everyone started running.
The shooting was eerily similar to Tupac's 6 months earlier.
Given the fact that they were both gangster rap artists, naturally our people will be contacting the Las Vegas authorities to see if there's any connection in the two.
Where this blue vehicle is where Biggie's Suburban was. He was stopped just like this vehicle right here.
Former LAPD Detective Russell Poole was one of those assigned to the Biggie Smalls case. Witnesses say the gunman looked like this. He was alone, drove up next to Smalls, and shot him at close range. Poole is convinced that Suge Knight ordered Biggie Smalls' murder, even though Knight was behind bars at the time. He also believes that off-duty LAPD officers who were working for Knight's Death Row Records helped plan the murder.
Suge Knight ordered the hit. Reggie Wright Jr., the head of security for Right Way Security and Death Row, organized the personnel to plan the hit, and I believe police officers were a big part of the hit.
Poole says he believes Suge Knight also had Tupac Shakur killed because the rapper was planning to leave Knight's Death Row Records. Poole says he retired early from the LAPD out of frustration because of this case, saying the department didn't allow him to pursue leads that involved other cops.
I think I was getting too close to the truth. I think they feared that the truth would be a scandal.
Poole later assisted Biggie Smalls' mother in a lawsuit claiming LA police covered up officers' involvement in the shooting. Bernard Parks was the chief of police when Poole was investigating. He's now an LA city councilman. He tells CNN Poole's accusations are, quote, absurd, saying, quote, we would have never ignored a lead that could have helped us solve that murder. We couldn't get Suge Knight to sit down for an interview, but he has told CNN he had nothing to do with either murder. Reggie Wright Jr. did agree to appear on camera. He was Death Row Records' head of security who says he ran the company while Suge Knight was in prison.
Did you have anything to do with Tupac's murder?
No, sir.
Or Biggie's?
No, sir.
Wright says he believes that Tupac was simply killed in retaliation for the casino fight, and Suge Knight, whom he says he no longer talks to, was not involved.
Know that he 100% had nothing to do with the murder of Tupac Shakur. Suge Knight. Biggie Small, I honestly do not know.
Both the Los Angeles and
He has numerous injuries. He has multiple gunshot wounds to the chest, and so yes, that's always a possibility that a lung could be hit, a lung could collapse, or there could be other internal injuries that might need additional attention in the OR.
When you were talking about different stages here, you can see of ratings, can you elaborate on critical?
Well, he's in critical condition, and to explain that, we have several different categories how we classify patients, starting with good, fair, serious, and critical. So he is critically injured. He is in the trauma intensive care unit, which is the most intensive care we offer in this institution.
Can he sit up? Can he talk? Is he sitting up and talking?
No, he is not.
Sorry?
He is not sitting up, and he is not talking.
Earlier he was sedated.
Yes, he is unconscious. Yes.
There have been a number of visitors, including Jesse Jackson. Any other people that you can?
I missed Jesse Jackson. I understand that he was here today. We had expected a visit from Mike Tyson as well, but I guess he did not materialize. And
Don King.
Don King, we had heard that Don King was coming, but I don't think he was here. He came either. Jesse Jackson is the only celebrity that I know of that's just come so far.
What are you doing for his friends and family here?
Well, we're just trying to accommodate. Our first concern is the patient. Our second concern is the family. So we're trying to obviously keep them abreast of what's going on and offer them the same comfort and support we would offer any trauma patient that comes here to UMC.
Can you set up a special recording?
Yes, we do. We do have a recording line for everyone in the media and other people who are inquiring that come through our switchboard, so we can immediately transfer people over to that line, and it's being updated as things change.
Have you received a lot of calls?
We've literally had hundreds and hundreds of phone calls. I've been here since early this morning, in and out, and our switchboard is literally going nuts. Yes.
Any idea if Suge Knight will return back here today at all?
I'm sorry.
Suge Knight will return anytime today.
Have you talked to him at all tonight?
Mr. Knight, Marion? Yeah. I have not. He was discharged this morning at about 11 o'clock, and he just had a minor injury to the head.
Did he visit with Tupac early this morning?
Yes, he did come down and visit the trauma ICU. He sure did, yes.
What floor is that?
First floor.
Trauma ICU?
Yes.
Download Vigo now and embark on an immersive live streaming experience like never before.
This isn't insurance. With Redeem, monthly contributions go to real people's needs.